Okay. Hello. Yes, I do know there is something right underneath my chin. I will explain that in a moment. I'm going to wait about maybe like a minute and a half. Takes about that time for the broadcast to really properly sync up. Gives chance for people to come into the live feed. So, just give it a moment and you gotta make sure everything goes well. And yes, I will explain why this is a doll, is in front of me. So just bear with that, please. But everyone is ready. Welcome to join this conversation. Feel free to post things in the comment section or in the live chat. If you come back later, put a comment in the comment section. I will respond. Going to wait a few more seconds. Hopefully everything's synced up. And if it comes in choppy, let me know. I have been trying to figure out how to stop this from being choppy. So if it's coming out choppy, let me know. Hopefully after like the 2-minute mark, things will be set. If not, back to the drawing board one more time. But anyway, okay. So why is there this doll in front of me? Well, it's simple, folks. Let me just change banners here. So, being that this She-Hulk show is so controversial, I need to distinctively and 100% showcase that I don't have a problem with female-led entertainment, and I love all types of superhero programming and media. So here is my brand new Gloria Estefan Barbie doll. This is an official Gloria Estefan Barbie doll. I think it was released in September of this year, September 2022, and I love it. I love Gloria Estefan, and when I found out, they're making a Gloria Estefan doll, I'm looking at that. Look at those boots. The boots alone, they're high heels. It's hard to see. But anyway, I got my Gloria Estefan, mine, not my sister's, not my mom's, not my girlfriend, which I don't have, not my daughter, which I don't have, not my nieces. This is my Gloria Estefan doll. And along with that, I got my wonderful, I got my Wonder Woman doll. And again, this is not to do with whole DC versus Marvel thing, okay? I'm not doing it. I'm just saying, got no problem with female entertainment. And speaking of female entertainment, let me put this right back up here for female-led stuff. Look at this. I even got from Paw Patrol. Look at this, Liberty. Liberty from Paw Patrol. Now, don't ask me why such a tiny dog needs such a giant vehicle. Maybe it's for the toys. Oh, there we go. Maybe it's for about kids or something like that. I don't know. But I got Liberty, okay? And when it comes, let me fix that. Let me get that up here. Let me get Gloria in here. Okay. All right, there she is. All right. And then I also like all types of superheroes, okay? Not just Marvel, not just the DC, but look at this. I got The Crow. Okay, yeah, VHS, yes, I'm old. Deal with it. Got The Crow. Hopefully the light doesn't mess this up too much. I got Mystery Men. I got Mystery Men on VHS and DVD, okay? One of the weirdest, most bizarre superhero movies ever, okay? I got the Zorro movies, all right? And yes, Zorro is a superhero. Zorro is a superhero. He's Batman on a horse, okay? You got this. Even like things like Men in Black. I bet you didn't know some of you might know it for kind of that Men in Black is a comic book series. I got Men in Black on here as well. Hey, look, Birds of Prey. Not the not the movie with Margot Robbie, the Birds of Prey television series. I actually won a contest from this show, okay? I got the Birds of Prey right here, all right? Hey, Tomb Raider, all right? I didn't like the games, but I like the movies. I like Angelina Jolie. I got the Tomb Raider movie. Hey, Spice World Life, because of World Spice of Life. I even have a Jerry Halliwell dog. I got 2 Jerry Halliwell dogs because I love Jerry Halliwell, but still, Spice World. Mean Girls, quintessential modern, teenage girl movie media thing. Got that too. Chicago. Oh man, Catherine Zeta-Jones is enough to make this. But yeah, got Zellweger, got Catherine Zeta-Jones, Oscar-winning actor, Zena Jones. Yeah. Oh, and of course, one of my favorite ladies movies of all, First Wives Club. Don't get mad, get everything. One of the best lines I've ever heard in a film. Love this movie from start to finish, top to bottom. So do not come at me in this discussion. Even though I was frustrated with the She-Hulk program, do not come at me and try to say that I don't like women, I don't like female entertainment, I can't handle female superheroes or any of that stuff. I love superheroes. I love all types of entertainment. I love female-led entertainment, okay? And I judge things as they are, okay? So let's get into the discussion. Before I say things about bad, I am going to share a thing I liked, okay? And that is the fourth wall breaking. All the fourth wall breaking moments, all that silliness, I loved that. One of my favorites is when she's driving and then all of a sudden she just turns to everybody, takes her hands off the wheels. And so yeah, that's just a green screen. I enjoy that. Oh yeah, spoilers by the way for everything. I don't know why you're watching this if you haven't watched the show. But anyway, yeah. Of course, the finale where she breaks through the Disney Plus app in order to get to the Marvel Studios. And it was fun seeing the Disney Hollywood Studios and that kind of things like that. I enjoy that. The subtle hints to other movies and other shows. I enjoyed all that. So the fourth one, or even the credit scene, the animated credit thing where you have the three little extra changing animations reflecting on what happened in the show. I enjoyed all that. So that's something I can definitely say wonderful, awesome. Okay, but now I got to get into the bad stuff because I only have some amount of time. But anyway, that's something that I always like to be something positive, and that is something that I can say was really positive. So let's start with the negative, shall we? And the first negative, the finale. So think about this. I've been watching this show from the beginning. I've seen all of the MCU shows ever since they started way back with WandaVision. And I watched this show. I even watched Moon Knight. I watched Werewolf by Night, the recent Werewolf by Night. I've been watching all these MCU shows. And then hey, Flip It Doubt. Hey, how you doing? And then for the finale, Thursday morning, I totally forgot about it. Totally slipped my mind. I was thinking about the Andor episode I saw yesterday. I was thinking about the AEW wrestling that I watched the day before. I was thinking, oh man, tomorrow Halloween Kills come out. Oh yeah, Halloween Kills, led by that's a female-led franchise, So Jamie Lee Curtis. Okay, but yeah, I totally forgot. And here's the thing. All these Marvel shows, I know I have to watch them when they first air. Either I stay up to 3 a.m. because I'm on the East Coast. So, they drop at midnight. So midnight on the West Coast is 3 a.m. over here. So sometimes I'm made up to 3 a.m. Or if I wake up on Thursday morning, like 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock or whatever, I know one of the first things I got to do is watch that Marvel show or watch that Star Wars show or watch whatever it was on, because as soon as I go on my phone and go into YouTube, I got to go into YouTube every day. As soon as I come on my phone, I know some type of spoiler, some type of image, some type of thing is going to pop up. So I've been doing that for all these Marvel shows. And then when it's time for the grand finale, I totally forgot. And I don't realize until yesterday morning, I look at my phone like, oh yeah, She-Hulk, right? Because sure enough, as soon as I open my phone, open up YouTube, okay, what's going on YouTube? Oh yeah, Easter eggs of She-Hulk. Oh yeah, the finale was yesterday. So if I've been watching this show regularly all previous 8 weeks, and I don't remember to check out the finale, that should really show how well the quality of this program has been overall. This is the finale. I should be counting the minutes to a finale. Even if I hate the show, if I've been watching the whole time and say, okay, finally, it's the last episode, I can get this stuff done off my mind. No, I totally forgot. So after 8 consecutive episodes, watching week after week after week, after all those other Marvel shows, after the Star Wars shows and all the other shows that I watched on Disney and everything, I forgot the finale. That should really give you an idea of the quality of entertainment that I experienced from watching She-Hulk. Now, let's get into some specific. Daredevil. Now, when Daredevil finally showed up, it was wonderful. Had to wait for felt like forever or a day, but it was wonderful. That really, put in the positive category. I like that overall, but I didn't like having to wait, to that 8th episode, and thank goodness it was worth the wait. But still, there was so much nothingness, and you got a lawyer character. Imagine if, say, like mid-season, you introduce Matt Murdock, and then he's like a rival at first, because She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters, she's pretty casual about superheroes and stuff and everything. So she doesn't know anything about Daredevil. She certainly doesn't know Man Up. So imagine like mid-season, Matt Murdock is introduced, and he's like an actual rival to Jen Walters. And then later on, I found out, oh wow, yeah, actually, we're superheroes. So basically, to what they did in episode 8, and expanded to like 2 or 3 episodes. That would have been amazing. But so we got this quick little romance, and oh, hey, my brother's here. Hey, Bruce. Hey, Bruce. It's so wonderful. Thanks for coming in. So anyway, it's so like what we got was good, but I wanted more, and I hate having to wait, especially there's so much fluff happens in these shows. And I understand it's lighthearted. I understand it's meant to be almost disposable entertainment, but it's also obviously connected to the MCU. So, like, you had the Moon Knight series. The Moon Knight, I took it as it is because even though it was part of the MCU, Oscar Isaac was under no obligation to make any more MCU appearances. He was under no obligation to redo the character so it could stand completely on its own. Or the recent Werewolf by Night. Yes, it's part of the MCU, but it's a self-contained story. They aren't referencing 20 other different shows, 20 other different characters, 10 or 12 different movies, not setting up this and that and say, hey, this is his own thing. Moon Knight, it was his own thing. So if She-Hulk, it was like, yeah, it's just its own thing, its own little pocket of the MCU, fine. But you're bringing in Wong, you're bringing in Daredevil, you're bringing in the Abomination. It's like, well, then you're trying to have your cake and eat it too. And it's just so frustrating. Plus, at the end, where he's like, yeah, I want Daredevil back. He was like, yeah, I'm happy to see Daredevil back too, but he just literally drops it. It's just so weird. And I also didn't have any problem with Daredevil's walk of shame. Okay, hey, that wasn't, that was just a joke. Sometimes you guys try to take a joke. The twerking incident, let's say, with Megan Thee Stallion, that was terrible because it was a punchline without a setup. But with the case of Matt Murdock, yeah, a guy doing the traditional walk of shame, that's just a joke in itself. And early in the episode, Daredevil, he won his case against Jen and actually made Jen look like an idiot. How do you not vet your client before going to court? He's talking about, hey, that's not how math works. You're adding it up wrong. Like, hey, I do this all the time. I took down, he took it on like good, like nearly a dozen thugs all on his own. So he got his, and he was smart, he was charming, he was fun. So yeah, but he did the walk of shame. Oh, it's emasculating man. Oh no, it's emasculating man. Like, no, man, it's not. Okay, sometimes a joke can be just a joke. But I gotta move on. But yeah, for the most part, Daredevil, great, but it could have been more. I wanted more. Give me more. Don't have me waste time with Mr. Immortal. Don't waste time with that leapfrog idiot. Wasting time with that guy that Wong wanted to sue. Like he couldn't just bibbity bobbity boop his way to the magic show and take the sling ring from him, whatever, So yeah, so it was good, but it was such a long wait going through all that stuff to finally get them. You almost can't even enjoy it because by that time you just don't care about the show. And again, I forgot about the finale. Maybe that's why I forgot about it. I was like, oh yeah, I finally got Daredevil. Oh, I can now relax. You're like, oh yeah, there's one more to go. All right, and Now let's talk about the court stuff itself. And it's very frustrating on two levels because, first of all, you have these cases that are so simple. I understand it's a casual program, so you want to have a casual problem so it can resolve within the 30 minutes. But at the same time, it's so frivolous. It's like any lawyer can handle this. And it's like, well, the writers have admitted they don't know how to write courtroom dramas. Okay, then why haven't you hired someone who can do that? There's got to be a lot of them. There's what, like 4, 5, 20 Law and Order programs at any given moment on television. There's CSI and there's various other true crime and stuff like that. So you're telling me, oh, Marvel Studios can't contact one of those folks and say, hey, we got this show. It's going about laws and lawyers. You mind proofreading a couple of these passages just to be sure, so we're not making a total fool of ourselves? I mean, we have a scene where a supervillain bursts into a courtroom, throws a table at a jury, and yet we want her to somehow get off because she had low blood sugar. So all trials are adopt. Is there any way we can make that plausible? Or we have a woman, she sees her whole life been stolen and displayed on giant monitors, including a revenge sex tape, and she goes upset, and people are supposed to be all panicked and stuff like that, and yet she has to do this plea deal where she can't be She-Hulk anymore. And it's like, what are you talking about? If Titania can get away with throwing a bench at a jury because she has low blood sugar, I'm pretty sure She-Hulk can get off because she, got her life exposed right in front of her, in front of her peers, in front of her parents. And then even at the end, it's like, somehow or some way, all the charges against She-Hulk are done, and she's back to being a lawyer, even though she doesn't have a law firm. I guess she opened her own practice or something. I don't know. The show doesn't know. No one knows. Oh, goodness. So, yeah, the courtroom stuff is just a silliness. Even Mr. Miracle, it's like, okay, you got a guy who's been around for thousands of years and he can't handle confrontation. How are you going to get all those wives? How are you going to get all those husbands and not being able to handle some basic arguing and confrontation? How ridiculous. So, yeah, hey, Tatum Meister's here. Hey, what you doing, my man? Tatum Meister. And yes, Tatum Meister. I want to show your comment here. Where is it? At least yes, Daredevil was great. No, very few complaints about that, but Daredevil was made most of this worth the wait. Most of it. But yeah, the courtroom stuff, like even the leapfrogs, like, oh yeah, I put jet fuel. Now actually someone pointed out in the court of law, the opposing counsel can't directly talk to the witness. He has to talk to while there's on the stand. So technically, Leapfrog admitting that he put jet fuel in would be unadmissible. But at the same time, shouldn't Jennifer have checked? Okay, you got some guy with superhero gear. Shouldn't you ask, hey, did you use it properly? How does this work? Explain it to me. Explain exactly what happened, what went wrong. Even if it was just a pogo stick, you say, were you wearing your helmet? Were you using the pogo stick on a proper flooring? Okay, but did anyone bump you? Have you ever used a pogo stick before? And then even if it was affected, like, what did you do when you went back to the Luke? When you took, what did Luke say? Did you take your suit back to say, hey, this didn't work, I want a refund, I want it rebuilt, I want it made? No, you just want to make a lawsuit. If something's defective, you take it back to the store or the shop you manufacturer because you have a warranty. And then if they say, no, we're not going to do it, then you might get a suit. So again, it wants to be this lighthearted, oh yeah, here's this crazy court case that wouldn't have made it past, wouldn't even gotten to the courtroom if this great, wonderful, smart, powerful, intelligent lawyer did some basic lawyering. Oh, okay. So let me get on to the next thing. And Tatum Marshall says that the finale was funny. I'm glad you enjoyed the finale. Let's talk about Titania. Oh man, what wasted, wasted villain. This character is being set up as basically, the Joker of this series, the Lex Luthor, the grand antagonist, the potential physical match of She-Hulk, and she bursts in and gets taken down with one punch. Literally one punch in Jin's first Hulk out and first conflict with the villain takes down with one punch. Okay, fine. It was a surprise. It was a shock for the audience. It was a surprise for Titania. She, fine. Anyone can get knocked down from a sucker punch. But then you go to the wedding episode, and they look like, okay, they're finally going to have a decent fight. And the fight doesn't even last 10 seconds. The DJ starts playing the music. Oh yeah, super fight or whatever. And they start playing the music, and before the main beat drops, the main hook drops, the fight's over. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I understand you don't have a large, for some reason, you don't have a large budget for this She-Hulk series, but you can't give me a full 10 minutes. You can't give me a nice 30-second battle, and even in the climax, when again Titania comes in, there's no fight. And at the very, very end, police are just carting people away, and Titania's just doing Instagram or whatever. That's ridiculous. It's like, why is she even there? She's not going to be a significant. I mean, yeah, I know you don't want to do exactly the same thing as other superhero shows, but it's still a superhero show. We want the fights. That's one of the reasons why the Daredevil episode was so awesome, because we actually got to see superheroes doing some superhero stuff. And part of doing superhero stuff is fighting bad guys, not just in court, but physically fighting bad guys. And speaking of fighting, oh man, let me get to let me get to Intelligencia and the absolute, oh my goodness. So here's my problem with Intelligencia as being the grand evil of this show, and how, oh, I don't want to do the usual crazy knockdown fight, and oh, he's got my blood and he's going to get superpowers. How lame, how routine. Well, that's what the show has been leading to for the entire season. From the very first episode, talking about how dangerous anyone getting Jin's blood could be. So, the Hulk, Bruce Banner, he, just burns it with lasers. Now, he didn't kill it with fire, he burned it with lasers. And then you got this Hulk King person trying to get the blood. You got the Wrecking Crew. I could make a whole, oh my goodness, the Wrecking Crew. Oh man, what did they do with the Wrecking Crew? It's like, oh, okay, here's a Wrecking Crew. They're ordinary humans, but they got Asgardian tools, and they get beat up. But I'm thinking, oh right, at the finale, they're going to get their super blood or whatever, and going to be the full size Wrecking Crew and a long-term antagonist. Nope. They're just still some incels, just some morons on the internet. They don't even get any of their powers, man. There's no fighter like that. And then you got the Hulk King guy, who was that creepy dude from the entire show. You want to swerve the audience. You really want to make a surprise. Instead of having Hulk King be that geek, just have him be a geek. Yeah, he's creepy, he's weird, but that's it. He's just creepy. He's not even part of Intelligencia. You know what would be a really cool swerve? Have Titania be the one in charge of Intelligencia. Because remember, in the fight at the wedding, it's like, you don't even want your powers. You don't even want your powers. You don't even. I have to work for my status. I have to work for what I do. You just got these powers, and now you just don't even care about it. You don't even do with it. Would it have been interesting if Titania, like her plan A was to sue the She-Hulk name, and then her plan B became, I'm going to get a bunch of stupid incels to take her down. I mean, she's already an Instagram influencer. She's already, conquered that part of the internet. So it would have been interesting if Titania was actually the Hulk King. And Titania was the one trying to get similar love. So Titania can have even greater power and take down She-Hulk and, totally swerve all these trolls and stuff like that. That would have been interesting. That would have been a swerve. That would have been cool. That would have been even compelling, having two women obviously trying to take down each other and not necessarily with the fist fight. But no, the grand challenge of She-Hulk is a bunch of man babies. She-Hulk has the power to literally move mountains, and her grand antagonists are a bunch of man babies who can't handle powerful women being around. That's the even when he injected himself with the serum, I was like, you ain't no threat. I don't care how much you inject you ain't no threat. I don't care about you. You're a punk. You're a nobody. And then She-Hulk, she goes into the Marvel offices, and you had security guys come like, what are these security guards going to do against a Hulk? How ridiculous. So yeah, oh man, the villains are lame. The court cases are lame. So many missed opportunities. And if Titania had been the villain, you could have still done the fourth wall Disney Plus break and go back and say, hey, I'm a lawyer. I know it's a super show, but I said, Lord, let me fight this with my words more than with my fists. And you can fix it that. But point is, in the cells, that's the big problem. Here's an idea. Here's an idea. Free idea for you. I just thought of this up. I'm sorry. I gotta type this up. Gotta create an answer. I'm sorry. Hold on, folks. This is going to be worth it. It's going to work. I promise. I promise it's going to be worth it. Not as clever, but still. Here, it'll be worth it. Look at it. Okay? Miss Marvel. All right? When you think about this, Miss Marvel, if you wanted to have a series talking about how there's these incels and these toxic people, especially men on the internet, that would have been perfect for season 2 of Miss Marvel. She's a girl. She's a Muslim. She's using a hero's name that, the guys are already don't like. They're already complaining about Captain Marvel, so a Miss Marvel, we're just going to throw them over the edge. That would have been perfect. And plus, she's the lower level heroes, not needed to save the world, not needed to move out. Well, at least the claim that side, she technically had to save the world. But I'm saying she's one of those street level heroes. So give her something more of a street level problem, and that would have been perfect. But no, you got a bunch of incels going up against She-Hulk. That's She-Hulk's big thing. Ooh, these mean boys are saying these nasty things on the internet. That's all those trolls. That's the worst thing a woman has to deal with. The power to move mountains. You got her twerking with Megan Thee Stallion. Let me get on to the next thing before I go all crazy. All right, so there's a big question of who is this show for? And as I was thinking about this show, I was reminded of the difference between Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then hopefully this will make sense. But basically, there was a cartoon. It was Teen Titans. It was relatively serious, but with a couple of exaggerated anime styles. And then you had Teen Titans Go, which was just a straight up super nonsensical, dumb, silliness, ultra cartoon made for very, very little kids, super disposable entertainment, breaking the fourth wall. You have an episode about singing about waffles. 15 minutes of two dudes singing about waffles, okay? And I feel that this show wants to be Teen Titans Go, but it's being forced to be Teen Titans. It wants to be stupid, disposable, meaningless, something you watch on your lunch break or your coffee break, something you chat about a few minutes with your pals and move on to the next thing. Something totally meaningless, but it's in the MCU. It's using Daredevil. It's mentioning the X-Men. It's talking about the Marvel formula. It's introducing Hulk's son. It's setting up a thing with the abomination. It has to have that little series of connectivity. And so you just wind up with this gerbil mess, along with the bad court scenes, along with the uselessness of these terrible, pathetic, meaningless villains. How do you the wrecking crew? The villains? It's been over a decade and we still can't get consistently good villains in the MCU. What is up with that? So yeah, if this show had just find that proper balance, either be completely disposable all on its own in this little bitty corner of the MCU, like Moon Knight, like Werewolf by Night, it wouldn't be much of a problem. But since it is clearly part of, since it is setting up for other thing, it is referencing other thing, and is bringing the other thing, then you got to approach it with kid gloves. And we got Deadpool coming up. Deadpool is going to be apparently the new movie will be officially part of the MCU, and Daredevil is it's known for being rated R. It's known for being gory. It's known for being violent. It's known for being sexual. So how you're you got to carefully marry that with the relatively family-friendly stuff that was being MCU. You got to find that balance. But with this show, She-Hulk, it wants to have its cake and eat too. It wants to have Jen say, "Oh, I'm this serious lawyer and I'm a professional and I, fight by the law and I go by the letter of the law." And then a split moment later, she's twerking in her audience with Megan Thee Stallion. She was like, "Oh, I want guys to like me for Lee. I just want to have a good, strong relationship." And then next, she's hooking up with Daredevil after she just got over being upset about being ghosted. You just got ghosted, and now you're like, "Oh, a woman has needs. Bring back Daredevil. Oh, a woman has needs." She's supposed to be this smart lawyer, and yet doesn't vet her client. The client is this idiot, and she doesn't vet him about his equipment. And so, as you can tell, I didn't quite enjoy this show. So, as far as my verdict, if I had to give this show a grade, I would give it a D+. That's right, a D+. Out of all the Marvel programs so far, on my scale, it is the worst show. Even if I take even without the man-hating stuff, I don't have to talk about that at all, and I can still find problems with it. And the reason why it scores so low, it's not horrible. It's not terrible. It's not, I've seen so much worse. Okay. I've seen worse. I have seen worse. Right. But the thing is, as bad as this is, I can rewatch it. I'll rewatch it dozens of times. I enjoy it. I have fun. I'm entertained. Okay. But with She-Hulk, I don't want to rewatch it. I'll rewatch some scenes. I'll rewatch some moments. I might rewatch a montage. But except for the very first episode, I don't want to watch any of these shows ever again. If someone said, "Hey, we're going to show you an episode of She-Hulk," or you can choose, or an episode of any other Marvel show, MCU show, even if it's a show I didn't really care about, we're going to randomly choose one of the 9 She-Hulks or one of the, 50 episodes of all the other MCU shows. Which do you want? I'll say, give me any one of the other MCU shows. I will happily rewatch all of them as before, because this is just so pointless. things happen, yet don't happen. Things take forever to build, and when it finally builds to the climax, it's like, oh no, we don't want to do that. That's cliche. We've been setting up this whole time. We've been setting up these little breadcrumbs. We've been setting up these dominoes. And now when it's time to knock down the dominoes, like, nah, we don't want to do that. That's cliche. So yeah, the show gets a D plus. Not the worst show I've ever seen. Certainly not even the worst comic book show I've ever seen. There's a lot of the comic book shows that I hate. Okay. I don't like The Boys. I watch it, but I don't like The Boys, but because everyone talks about it, so I have to watch it. I don't like The Boys. I don't like Umbrella Academy. Okay. So, there's plenty of stuff of superheroes I don't like, but this show, I even though other shows I could rewatch them again. I could rewatch episodes of Umbrella Academy. I could rewatch episodes of Doom Patrol. I could rewatch episodes of The Boys, even though I like it. But this show, She-Hulk, I don't want to rewatch it. And I forgot about the finale. And if I forget about the finale after watching all 8 episodes, sometimes staying up to 3 a.m., guess what? You done screwed up. So She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, exclusively on Disney Plus, gets a D plus grade from me. Well, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Please share whatever comments like in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. You know what to do. I'm High Heel Knight. Thanks for watching again. Remember, find inspiration everywhere.